Hi, this is Guy Wallace. I started in learning and development way back in 1979, and I semi-retired in 2023. But my current mission as a semi-retired L&D professional is to help enterprise learning and development organizations become more performance-based. Welcome to my podcast. Today's episode is Learning and Development. Stay in your lane. I wish L&D functions would quit trying to elbow their way out of their support role and try to become something other than a support function, provisioning learning and development experiences and performance guides to help their clients improve their performance. I've watched L&D try to elbow their way from being all too often a failed support function to become some function leading the enterprise charge into the future. Recently, Santhosh Kumar brought to my attention a podcast about some who were promoting L&D using artificial intelligence and becoming the enterprise R&D function, research and development. He asked me in a message on LinkedIn for my thoughts on this. Now, there are probably already people and processes performing the R&D function that are either called R&D, research and development, and you'll find these in any large organization. Or you might find those roles and responsibilities being conducted by the marketing organization, or an engineering function, or the merchandising function, or possibly even the quality function. Sometimes it's even a team effort. Again, in my view, this is just another attempt by learning and development to run into some sort of witness protection program to escape from the sins and failures of their past and present, hoping to find some way to add value and not continue to subtract value. As an entity or people stuck in a poorly conceived and operationalized entity, function, or department. The problem isn't due to L&D delivering content, it's that the content is not very good compared to the requirements to support and enable process performance. Those are the needs. Too often, L&D produces what might be best called education, if it's not just communications, which require far transfer. They're not doing training, that umbrella branch of learning that enables performance by providing content that enables near transfer. The difference between education and training is mostly the focus on specific performance and application, the how-tos, with sufficient practice with feedback that really helps people learn and master what's required back on the job. The complaints from thought leaders long before I entered the field in 1979 were that training and development, now learning and development, are not aligned to the terminal performance requirements back on the job of the learners, who are really performers, first and foremost. L&D should do its own R&D, of course, and I've covered that in 11 o'clock in my 2001 book, Training and Development Systems View, or in the update from 2022, Assessing the L&D Function. L&D needs to stay on the lookout for changes in models, methods, tools, technologies, and techniques for doing a better job as an L&D entity in assisting their internal clients and perhaps even their external customers in achieving higher levels of performance competence, the ability to perform tasks, to produce outputs that meets stakeholder requirements. That leads to good outcomes and not poor outcomes. This will help the enterprise position itself by developing their people to perform better in their processes, to position themselves better in their value chain or chains. L&D needs to stay in its lane and learn how to drive better, faster, and cheaper, or as the quality folks might have said, with increased quality and quantity at reduced costs. We shouldn't need to continuously look for a way to lead the enterprise. We need to put our noses to the grindstone and do a much better job at supporting the other functions in their roles and responsibilities in achieving the enterprise goals, both operational, the current state, and strategic for the near-term future state. We need to help our clients get to the root of their needs, and when their problems or opportunities are rooted in a knowledge and skill gap, we should do stellar ISD or LXD. And when those problems or opportunities are not rooted in a knowledge and skill gap and are rooted in one or more of the 11 other variables, I have 12 variables in my model, your model of course may differ. But if they're not rooted in knowledge and skill deficits and are rooted in the other variables, we need to work in collaboration with other functions responsible for addressing those other variables that are causes of the current state gaps. And we need to get her done, get our clients' processes enabled to meet their requirements. And to project my inner Deming, all of those faults do not lie with L&D practitioners. They lie, unfortunately, with L&D leadership. My more recent books address how to get there, and depending on your role in L&D, you might want to start with assessing the L&D function or aligning and architecting performance-based L&D. I also have the L&D pivot point and EPI thinking to help you in your journey to become a better L&D function. Thank you.